So I have a feeling my Discord would eventually ask me to check out this video, so I'm gonna go ahead and check it out ahead of time. We're gonna talk about Filian's most recent and past controversies because if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. So let's go ahead and check this out.
Super making brand deals and
This is my
merchandise of
first time
themselves,
watching Sapphira D Noma.
the usual response
Also, it's
is,
4
oh
a.m.,
yeah, of
so I'm a
course
little
they got the
tired.
rights to their design. 100%, no doubt about it. I mean, how else would they be this successful for this long if they didn't own everything about their branding? So
The
it was not
sarcasm
an
is
initial
crazy.
surprise to me when on the 4th of July of 2024, the company Good Smile announced a series of well-known Western VTubers to their upcoming roster. For those not in the know, Good Smile is a large company that produces Nendoroids, which are cute, palm-sized, chibi-style figures that are often highly collectible and customizable. Their announcements that day featured big VTubers
$48.
that you
That's
may
crazy.
recognize, including Iron Mouse, Zentreya, Dokibird, and even Filian. However, out of these 4 announcements that day, one would strike the most controversy because it was soon revealed that Filian, this popular VR chat and shorts content dominating VTuber who has over 2 million subs on YouTube, 1.1 million followers on TikTok, and over 900,000 followers on Twitch, actually does not own the rights to create merchandise of her own model.
Yes.
And, in fact, Filian admitted to pirating at least one of her models on at least 2 separate occasions, so she didn't even
Double
pay to have the
gas.
license to even use it commercially for streaming. Now, color me surprised finding out someone with this big of a platform doesn't have this basic license.
I ain't gonna lie, that is kind of crazy though, for real, for
Or
real.
even having her own unique design or model for real. So today we'll
For
be
real, for
discussing
real.
Filian, her most recent controversy, and what happened with the Good Smile Nendoroid merchandise, and even briefly go over her previous controversies, as this is not the first time Filian's landed in a bit of hot water over the years. Hi everyone, you can call me Sapphira Denoma, but you can call me Saf. This is just a quick reminder to
Saf?
not harass any individuals named in this video. Alright, with that out of the way, let's continue. So I'm gonna be real with y'all, I don't watch Filian. I'm not a
Okay.
regular consumer of her content. I've only seen some of her shorts in passing, some of which are silly, but otherwise I just know of her for the most part. As far as I know, she got her start from being a VR chat streamer, using a model on there and presumably doing VR chat shenanigans, clipping them and eventually rising to stardom that way because her humor is very OMG, look at her slip and fall and listen to her yell and make loud silly noises. Isn't that so funny, lol XD? When she eventually branched out of only
chat loves
VR
it.
chat and interacted with other VTubers, as well as saying she's a VTuber in training in her name, that's when she solidified herself as an independent VTuber rather than just purely a VR chat only streamer. In my eyes, she's a VTuber, and a prolific and well-known one at that. She's so prolific, in fact, that starting mid-2023, she has had numerous merchandise made in her image that have already been in production and sold out, including, but not limited to, an official Streamily where she can autograph and send you merch of her VTuber on posters costing at least $70 minimum, not
Damn.
including shipping, a Filian
Damn.
plush made by Makeship, an official U2's figurine, a Novel Horizons figurine with her in an idol outfit, a skin in an indie go-kart racing game made by Oh Baby Games, a t-shirt, a hoodie, and a mousepad merch on her site Filian.co that she advertised, and even a Gamer Subs waifu cup. Out of all these merchandise prior to the Nendoroid, only Gamer Subs had a clear description about who the design artist of Filian's model, which clearly listed on their site that the design was made by Jingo_1016 on Twitter. The rest of the merch? Absolutely none. Their only credits being to Filian the content creator, not the artist. Which I suppose in normal circumstances is probably acceptable, since it's usually assumed that the VTuber owns their IP and also commercial rights because they are, in theory, using that brand as their face. No one seemed to really question these merchandise deals for the longest time, presumably because many were like myself who thought she 100% owns merchandising rights since we wrongly thought that she owned her design and therefore the model. That or this was all worked out behind the scenes as they usually are. Even on June 3rd, Filian had this to say regarding making merch of her for her conventions. Hi, this is Filian's manager. If you want to make merch of her for conventions, go for it. My manager is me. So it was a surprise to everyone when, later in the evening on July 4th, after the Good Smile tweet went live, the one who made Filian's model revealed that this is, in fact, not specifically
Damn,
Filian as we
5.4
know it,
million
but rather
views.
a general 3D
Wow.
anime model named Rindo that is available for pay to use for 7,000 Japanese yen or around $45 US over on Booth, which is a site often used by overseas independent artists trying to sell their wares at an affordable price. Jingo's message goes as follows, with the translations done by Lind. Hello, this is Jingo. This morning I received many messages about the announcement posted by Good Smile Company about the production of Nendoroid based on a VTuber who used my Rindo model as a base for their avatar. Since I found out when I was still traveling, it took me a while to figure out what was going on. I did not receive any prior communication from Good Smile Company nor the VTuber in question about the production of this Nendoroid figure.
I'm not gonna lie. I think we could fast forward a lot of this. We already talked about this in the past video, but yeah, let's go ahead and
This mint model is one of Filian's.
yeah, we've seen this part as well.
They
Fast
show that
forward.
the model can be converted to look just like Filian through easy manipulation of the Photoshop files and some edits in the 3D model program, making it easy to demonstrate that Filian has done absolutely no changes to the design to even remotely render it 100% unique to her. Which,
Interesting.
even if she hypothetically did manage to alter things and add custom 3D parts to the model, that still isn't quite
Doesn't
how
really change
copyright
anything.
works, since as long as the base model itself is still not altered, she would not legally be able to claim it as herself since the artist's handiwork would still remain. To be honest anyway, for someone as large as Filian, she should have more than enough funds by now to commission someone for her own unique design and model. This is also keeping in mind that she regularly breaks her VR setup equipment during her stunts, which she herself has admitted to and totaled here on her channel.
Chat, I have broken 10 Valve Index controllers. That's about $150 each. Not only that, I have broken 2 Index headsets and 8 VR cables. I have also broken, as of today, a 1 base station.
How did you break a base station?
And like, girl, $3,000
That's a good
is
question.
more
How
than
did
enough
she
claims
break
to
the
cover a
base
whole new design
station?
and 3D model for you to build your brand off of.
True.
Hell, even Beetle and Neurosama realized that they needed something legally distinct when they
True.
started popping off from Neuro's growing popularity as an AI VTuber. So Beetle went ahead and gave
Absolutely
Neuro
true.
a whole new legally distinct model that they can properly build a brand off of, since the license in the default Live 2D young girl model that is in VTube Studios would not permit merchandise sales. I don't even know if commercial rights is on there either. If someone running an
Doubt it.
AI VTuber can foresee this legal issue, how the hell did Filian miss it? And someone who may be inexperienced with VTuber culture might be thinking right now, OMG, Sav, but what if she was afraid to change her identity and people would no longer recognize her? Well, my dear inexperienced VTuber watching viewer, I hate to break the
Re-debut.
news to you, but VTubers often do things where they get a new model or design or both on a fairly regular basis. One, because it allows them to support artists, something that Filian doesn't know how to do because she admits she paid $0 for this model when the Rindo model has never been available for free for any amount of time, and she admits to here on her own channel.
You're so beautiful. I'm so glad that you like this model that I paid $0 for and I'm using for free.
And in case you doubted that maybe she had it
We're gonna fast forward some more.
given any advice or has knowledge on how to pirate a model. So do not assume Girl DM was behind any of this. Continuing on with the original point, new designs and models for a VTuber are a way to drum up hype as both a big event, and the new design may better reflect the changes in their personality, experiences, and lore if they didn't feel connected to their first model. For instance, in my case, I will be having a 2.0 in the future, where your girl's gonna go from
Bro,
comfy
she's
looking
stuttering for
to
real.
completely choony to better reflect how
Oh,
gremlin I
Lord.
feel on stream. Lore-wise,
That is a
both will be
different-
canon with
different-
1.0 Saf being
different
Saf in
energy.
PJs and ready to eat, but that's all you get to know for now. Look forward to it. But in Filian's
W
case,
plug.
just having a unique but legally distinct model is totally fine to still keep her recognizable brand image, not to mention her voice and personality and humor, which are wholly unique to her. After all, a white-haired cat girl in a schoolgirl outfit isn't inherently outlandishly garish and detailed like a Genshin character, so it wouldn't be hard to make a legally distinct version of herself. There are so many ways that she could style her hair and change her accessories and make some cuter, more tailored design choices, including inside joke stuff, with her unique model that is catered towards the fan base she has fostered. It's just a shame that Filian could have had something truly going for her with no issue, if she just didn't fly too close to the sun like Icarus. But unfortunately for her, her eventual merchandise branding deals would soon bite her in the bum when she got involved with a popular Nendoroid company that many Eastern fans are very, very in tune with. Speaking of Nendoroids, Good Smile deleted the post about the Filian Nendo around July 5th, 2024. Iron Mouse, Centrea, and Doki Bird are still up because these three definitely own their own unique designs and therefore have merchandising rights. On July 6th, Jingo had this update to say, again with translations done by Lind. Hello, this is Jingo. Please note that I just returned home earlier today, so I have been delayed in sorting things out. Both the VTuber in question and Good Smile Company have responded to me, and the plan is to protect my rights as much as possible. I personally wish for an amicable discussion achieved through mutual understanding. The models I create
really
are
nice.
products that anyone can use, provided that they purchase them from my booth store. Although the models are designed to be used in VR chat, their terms of use stipulate that they may be used as avatars outside of VR chat as well, provided that they are configured so that the third parties who have not purchased them cannot use them. They can also be used for independent VTuber activities. However, just because someone purchases a model on booth does not mean that they have all rights to it. In the end, it is a rented product. As follows, if someone using one of my models is earning money through videos, live streams, or other VTuber activities, I ask that they credit me somewhere. Moreover, the terms of use state that for any usage beyond general VTuber activities like creating videos and live streaming, such as the production of goods created in the model's likeness that are highly profitable in a commercial sense, one should notify me in advance so that I can provide guidance on how to credit me after due consideration. Normally, these kinds of projects are not much of an issue, since they are typically small in scale, with the VTuber themselves handling the product's production and sales without going through a corporation. However, if one is not an independent VTuber and has an agency, or if one is using it as a company or corporation, then they are to reach out to me beforehand and provide precise information about the model's usage, even if the aforementioned usage is not commercial in nature. The part of this that I took issue with was that, even though the VTuber did not own the copyright to the character, they proceeded with the project and formed a contract with the company without notifying the original creator of the character in question. As follows, I have requested that the production schedule for this character merchandising project be stopped altogether. I am not after any royalties or other financial incentives. I simply wish to protect the copyrights of my characters. To allow this, such as through the sale of copyright licenses, would mean that every character derived from my model would have its own copyright. And as a result, those who use the same models as bases for their own avatars may become entrenched in complex copyright disputes. I want everyone to understand that my booth models are models for everyone, not just one person. As long as the design is not completely one's own, no matter how many changes they make to it, the copyright is non-negotiable because 100%. Traces of the original author will still remain. Please be 100%. Sure to check the terms of use before using a model, as it varies depending on the model and its creator. Thank you for your continued support. So this is the current and final statement we have from Jingo as of the making of this video. It seems pretty clear that they have simply said no physical merch may continue to be made of the Rindo model. And it's clear and simple for Filian.
I ain't gonna lie, Jingo seems pretty chill, dog. Like, he didn't even want any money. He's just like, hey, just respect my art. You know, if you're gonna make some money, at least let me know. At least tell me beforehand so we could at least get copyright out of the way. You know, that's pretty chill. I didn't know he was chill like that.
What she should do. After all, if you think about the potential problems in the future, should Jingo have let Filian continue making merch, then it'd lead to potential other Rindo model users to be put under fire for eventually making merch. But since Filian has already dominated the scene with her significant audience, this could lead to messy situations like copyright strikes, taking down other creators and their merch, and overall unsavory legal situations that are tricky to navigate since no one truly owns Rindo besides the artist, who is not a streamer themselves, just an artist. So, to prevent all this, stopping all current and future merch productions with the Rindo design is good. As of this video, Filian has not publicly stated on her social media accounts addressing this situation. Presumably, she talked about it briefly on stream, but probably vaguely and without much detail. But I ain't going through all her content for that, sorry. I personally think it says a lot that she hasn't talked about it elsewhere, but you know how some people say that the best thing to do when being, quote, called out or cancelled is to simply stay quiet and keep your head buried in the sand. Because, after all, her most loyal fans wouldn't care anyway given the size of her platform. However,
100%.
she has
They
done a
only care
few
about
things,
content.
presumably from the ongoing discussions with Jingo. First, her June 3rd tweet where she said anyone can make merch of her, signed by her manager, aka herself, has been deleted. Her Filian.co
Mm.
website also no longer has her merch up and is password locked. However, her other
Mm.
merchandise stuff, including her own tweet announcements of the U2's figure, makeshift plush, Gamer Subs cup, Oh Baby skins, and Novel Horizons figurine, and even the video about Filian.co is still up and not
The crazy thing is, all of those things could be subject to some type of what's it called? Gross. What's it called? Basically, what I'm saying, all the money she made from sales could go to Jingo if they were to go to court. If and on top of that, Jingo lives in Japan, not in America, so that makes it even more difficult if they were to go to court. But yeah, gratuity. I think that's what it's called. Gratuity. She'd be liable for gratuity. I think that's the right word.
taken down. So it's kinda ambiguous whether Filian cares enough or if the discussion with Jingo is to no longer
If
make
she's
new
making
merch
money,
with
she
the Rondo
probably doesn't.
design. Personally, I think the morally right thing to do for Filian is to cough up a percentage to give to the artist for stomping
Morality is subjective.
all over their terms of service for what would have been almost a year making ludicrous merchandise sales. But whether such a thing has been done is unknown and will probably never be known, and the artists
True.
themselves has said they don't
I doubt it.
necessarily want royalties.
Yeah, money
At the
is
very
whatever.
least, Filian is lucky to be dealing with a generous and kind 3D model
For real.
artist like Jingo, who handled
True.
everything respectfully and
True.
gracefully. But now
True.
comes the part that is possibly
100%.
rough.
Because if that was somebody else, bro, and they really had a score to settle, bro, they would have dragged that ass to court, bro. They would have been all over Twitter like, bro, she a thief. She stole my stuff. Nah, I ain't going for that. Nah, give me my bread. Nah, you a thief. Nah, give me my bread. Yeah, nah. She lucky for real, for real.
Around the edges for some. I mentioned earlier that Filian had gotten into previous controversies in the past, and here I'll be briefly going over them.
Okay.
If you want more details, I went over them on my stream, which you can see the VOD linked in the corner above.
W ad.
Back in August of 2022,
didn't
Filian
put
had
the
made
link?
a very, very poor joke about George Floyd.
George Floyd. All right, fast forward. We're gonna skip past that one.
Here's Filian's clip of her ill-timed joke.
Think about it.
We're gonna fast forward past this one. I've seen this one too many times.
Filian
Next.
resides, that racism does still exist and occur towards people of color, especially
course,
towards
100%.
black people. In 2023, a thread was made calling out Filian's moderators for not taking matters seriously when, on a talent showcase show that Filian was hosting, they had a member named Striker Dawson at the time make an appearance. According to this person, they reached out to contact both Filian and her moderators to let them know that this man is a pedophile and has groomed minors, with a Google Drive to back up their claims with evidence of this person's misdeeds.
Oh man.
Not only was this person ignored and other people like them were being banned and considered trolls in the server, but these moderators were deliberately ignoring this person and did not take these allegations seriously and simply told them to report it to the police. Despite this
Bro said, send it to the cops, bro. I don't give a bro. Filian doesn't even pay me, bro.
person already doing so and just
Do this
wanted
for
to inform
free.
Filian and her team that
Care.
this person was a possible danger and that she should
That's crazy.
reconsider giving him a platform on her show. The fact
Damn,
that none
failed
of
to
her
send a
moderators
message.
bothered to look further into the situation and merely dismissed it on site and still remain a part of Filian's moderator team to this day says a lot.
Of course, they're still part of the moderation team. They didn't do anything wrong in Filian's eyes. Yeah, why would she fire them? That makes sense. And she might not be paying them. I don't know. That was just a joke, by the way. I just said it as a joke.
Personally, I believe you are the company that you keep, and those closest to
Yes,
you
that
should
is also
represent
true.
you and how you want to
You
behave.
100% are
To
the
this
company that
particular
you keep.
situation, though, Striker
That's
Dawson
real.
did say that he was eventually politely asked to leave and was not banned. For more details on the Striker Dawson person, I have left links to the relevant threads in the source pastebin listed in the description below. Another incident
Look, bro, if he's really a pedophile, somebody call the cops and get this man the help that he needs behind a cell.
that took place at the end of 2023 was Filian's VTuber Awards show.
I
It was
remember
revealed that live on the show, they used an AI image for HoloLive talent Suisei, and she was the only one to have AI art used for her showcase. You can see here how the other three contestants on this look totally normal, but Suisei looks oddly out of place. Upon closer examination, her fingers are melted together like how AI usually makes hands, at least during this time, and overall this style is a very common AI art style. To some watchers or condemners of Filian, this came as no surprise since Filian herself has a dedicated AI fan art tag in her bio. Filian never addressed the AI art tag and quietly removed it from her bio sometime before or
Bro, I don't get it. If they just needed a picture of Suisse, why didn't they just go to Google Images?
during the Nendoroid incident, and in regards to the VTuber Awards show, this was the statement after the show had taken place. We'd like to apologize for the incorrect photograph used for Suisse. This project took 2 months and the efforts of many staff and volunteers, and this unfortunately slipped through the cracks. We respect and treasure the artists, talent, and fans that make VTubing special and would never intentionally use AI-generated image in our celebration. Thank you to our amazing community for finding this so that we can take steps to make sure this doesn't happen again. Hope you enjoy the show and see you next year. And personally, I think if the host had condemned the usage of AI art early on and surrounded herself with people who regularly respect artists, this oversight wouldn't have happened.
Oh, sick
I
burn.
also don't know how it happened that an AI picture was used for a large VTuber under literally one of the biggest
For
VTuber
real.
companies out there, when
That's what
I'm
I'm
sure
saying.
there's
Just go to
literally
Google Images,
dozens of
bro.
official art to use instead
Yes,
from HoloLive's
100%.
site. Like, sure,
100%.
it shows up pretty
Exactly.
early on in Google
Boom.
Images, but like,
Boom.
there's literally a good official one to use right next to it. Like, sheesh. Also, respecting artists, say that again to Filian, who literally pirated her model. Continuing on,
Damn.
in February
Yo, bro, Saf got a vendetta for real, for real.
of 2024, Filian was once again in some heated discussion as her team had mass sent an email to editors on the commissioning platform VGen, which was asking for clippers to clip Filian,
Oh,
and
yeah,
that
yeah,
she'll give
yeah. I remember
$200
this.
for every 1 million views
remember
or
this. Yeah,
$20
yeah, yeah.
for every 100,000 views at the end of each month, and that these numbers were very easy to achieve if you just follow the steps her and her video editors have made.
So basically, people that are already making clips, they, of course, sometimes they take commissions. And Filian came in instead of, respecting their commission, what they want to, get paid for the work that they do. She came in and said, "Hey, I want you to do this. And if you do this and it gets a lot of views, you get money. Point blank, period. Boom, 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 done." Uh, Definitely not something that should be praised, but it definitely is something that could help, you know, progress her career, which it did. So, and it sucks. I mean, if anything, I should say, man, Clippers, what are y'all doing? Like, why are you guys? It's, of course, it's at the same time, it's an opportunity. So it's definitely a morally gray situation. I'm not gonna say it's bad or good. It's definitely super gray.
Considering qualifying for money in the first place is already a Herculean task. To give an example of just how rare this is, here's a random clipping channel who has clipped Filian quite regularly over the past month. Out of all of these, only one Filian video has managed to garner over 100,000 views, but the rest are below 10k. Yippee! This person just made a whopping $20. Oh, but Saf, you get so many more views on shorts content. Okay, here's another
Shorts
channel that
don't-
says Filian clips
shorts
and
don't
says
pay.
daily clips of
Who gives-
Filian,
who
and
cares?
here's their shorts content. In the past 12
Yeah.
videos, none of them even hit 100,000 views, let alone the 1 million that Filian and her editor were bragging that wasn't easy to hit in just 1 month. Overall, someone can argue that this is just an extra incentive for the clippers who would have already clipped Filian because she's their Oshi or whatever, to which that's valid. But then, if that were the case, don't send this email to professional editors looking for actual work for actual
That's
pay.
also true.
As editors are not the same as
It went
hobby
out
clippers
everywhere.
who do it out of love and passion for their
100%.
favorites. To these
100%.
editors, this was highly disrespectful, and
Of
that was their
course.
criticism. So, to
course.
sum it all up, Filian has been using her model thinking that she had every right to make merchandise, when in reality, she does not. Just
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't learn anything new from this video. I thought there was gonna be some new stuff in here. It feels like a regurgitation of stuff that I've already heard.
for the clipping program, and the fact that she endorses the usage of AI just shows how little care she has towards artists who are the backbone to everything VTuber related,
Oh, boy.
including VR
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say like Filian is the worst, VTuber on the platform. This definitely feels like a vendetta or something personal. And I get it. When it comes to AI art and stuff like that, people really do get super personal about stuff like this. Um, but yeah, man, Filian definitely dropped the ball. Definitely was disrespectful. Definitely needs to take accountability. I'm not gonna sit here and say Filian is like the worst, VTuber to ever grace the internet, man. You know, sometimes you gotta, just state facts, and then there's other times where you can just go in and cook. But to go in and cook somebody for this long on and like roast them on the same. Like you're kicking a dead horse, bro. Like we get it. Filian messed up royally. To constantly almost berate is definitely not a full beration of Filian, but to keep going in on it, bro, it's like it makes you look a little petty. I'm not gonna lie, it really
VR
does.
chat models. Remember, VR chat models were still made by someone who painstakingly worked hard to make the 3D model, textures, and
And that's also
everything.
true,
It didn't
100%.
spawn out of thin air. At the very least, respect the artist who helped make it possible for you to make your branding in the first place. May Filian
That's
take this
also
as a
true.
learning experience. There is a high chance she is already working on a legally distinct rebranding of sorts that is wholly hers in the future.
We
Will
will
anything
see.
else come out of this? Personally,
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
so. Even if I personally think Filian has done numerous mistakes that go far beyond the realm of simple oopsies and instead has
Oh, that's
progressed
true
into
as
the
well.
territory of negligence and ignorance, I don't think she'll ever really address it at this moment in time, and might just
What's
joke about
There's no
it if
point.
and when she debuts her new branding in the future. But anyway, that sums up
That's
Filian's recent
also something
controversy
that
and
might
how it
happen.
all came to light after months of merchandise runs that truly, Filian does not own her IP. Amazing. Back to your training arc until you get your own unique model to make proper merch of. Huh, Filian?
God damn, bro. See what I'm saying? Kicking them while they're down, man. It's crazy.
Thank you for watching this far and feel free to leave a comment down
Holy
below
moly.
about your own thoughts.
Bro, I'm interested to see the comments just about this reaction video towards this video, bro. I this is my first time watching Saf, and I don't have no ill will towards her or anything like that. Everybody has their own perspectives on everything. That's just life. But I ain't gonna lie, man. You was trying you was going in on Philly, like for real. But it is what it is. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm not gonna sit here and say you have to, especially on your channel, right? Do your thing. But as a viewer or slash reactor or whatever, like somebody just that wants to have the conversation in the VTuber community, it's kind of hard to have a conversation when you're constantly, you know, you're not sticking with just facts. You're also like putting your own personal biases into it. And it's understandable. It happens to all of us. It ain't nothing like, oh, Saf's a terrible person. Like, I'm not even gonna say that or do anything like that. But it's definitely very interesting. Very interesting. And I definitely want to hear more people have to say. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a side of people that absolutely just hate Philly and it was like, yeah, this video was amazing. There's gonna be people that absolutely love Philly and be like, oh, it's a private issue. But I'm more interested to hear what reasonable, level-headed people have to say about it. And there's not that many people like that on the internet. Unless you come to my Discord, because there's a lot of reasonably level-headed people in my Discord. So link down below in the description. Oh, look, a Neurosama video. We might check that out. Well, we will check that out. It's not a might. We will check that out later, but not today. Or well, not right now. It's 5 in the fucking morning. I'm about to go to bed. But this was great. It was interesting, and I am just I'm not gonna lie, bro. I got out of bed to watch this video. I feel a little disappointed, feel a little robbed of my sleep, but that's nobody's fault besides my own. And I take accountability for that. I just thought this was gonna be a different type of video, something to add more information than what I've already heard and already learned about. But overall, I will say, if I didn't see the original video that talked about this, I will say that this is a decent explanation about everything that's gone on in the stuff in her past. But to be honest, it was a little personal. It was a little much, but that's just my opinion. You guys let me know what your guys' is. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Hit the like button if you enjoy my commentary, my conversation, my perspective. And I'll see you guys in like a couple hours. VTuber clips of the day is gonna come out a little late, bro. I ain't gonna cap. I'm gonna go to sleep and I'm gonna wake up. It's probably gonna be noon, and you guys will already probably be asleep. And that video will come out at like 1 your time, 1 in the morning your time. But the video VTuber clips of the day is still gonna come out today. It's just gonna probably be a little late. My apologies. I've been up watching videos about manifestation and learning about the different forms of life from the physical, the mental, and the spiritual plane, and using all three of these things can create the life that you want and the life that you desire because we are all gods in our own worlds. And it's basically a bunch of stuff that unless you really care about your life, you probably don't even care about what I'm saying. But it is what it is. Everybody lives their own life. Do your own thing. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.